Money doesn't seem to find everyone equally. You've probably noticed that some people always seem to be in the right place at the right time. Opportunities fall in their lap, deals appear, timing works in their favor. Chapter 5 of Rich Dad Poor Dad explains why that's way less risky and much more learnable. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my experiences recognizing opportunities and how the lessons I learned in this book relates perfectly. When Robert Kiyosaki says the rich invent money, he's not saying they print it. He's saying they create opportunities where others don't even see an opportunity. Money doesn't come first. Ideas come first. Understanding comes first. Money shows up after all of that. This chapter is really about why two people can look at the same situation, the same market, the same economy, the same deal, and only one of them sees the opportunity. Before we jump into it, if you can do me a favor and hit that like button, it helps the channel grow more than you know. A lot of people think money finds certain people because they're lucky, or that they're in the right place at the right time, or they have some secret advantage. But Chapter 5 of Rich Dad Poor Dad made me realize something. Money didn't find me. My ability to recognize opportunity just evolved. And I want to walk you through how that actually happened for me, deal by deal. Before I ever owned a single property, my first real estate deal was a wholesale deal in Southern California. I didn't have any rentals. I didn't have a portfolio. I didn't have any money. I didn't even think of myself as a real estate investor yet. What I did have was the drive to find a deal, any deal. I made myself available to people who were doing deals. I understood that if you don't have money, you have to be creative. That was the first time I really understood what Kiyosaki meant by inventing money. I didn't earn it with hours. I created it. My second deal was my first single-family house hack. Most people would have just seen an ugly house and a mortgage. What I saw was a house that had potential and an entryway into real estate investing. I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I wasn't trying to do anything but get my foot in the door. That deal taught me that early on, sweat equity and forcing appreciation is the best way to go. We renovated that house, enjoyed the renovations ourselves for about a little over a year, and then we moved out and rented it out. And today, it remains our best investment to date. The third deal was my second house hack, but my first duplex. This is where pattern recognition really started to kick in. The numbers weren't radically different, but the scale was. I now had one unit I could live in and the other I could rent. Luckily for us, the other unit was already filled with a long-term tenant. So what that meant for us was that we'd have help with our mortgage from day one. And that we also wouldn't have to do any expensive improvements, at least on that side. The fourth deal was another duplex. We bought it rent ready, meaning we didn't have to do any upgrades on either side. It was virtually turnkey. Now, this was our first off-market deal. I lived in the area and I drove past this duplex all the time. One day I saw a for sale sign, but I didn't see this place show up anywhere online. So I called the sign. It turns out it was actually already under contract to be sold. But the deal was a little unsteady. I let the realtor know that I was 100% interested if that deal fell out. Lucky again for us, it did fall out and we were able to buy it. So we bought it, we house hacked it, and then eventually we moved out and went on to the next deal. Then came my first real creative financing deal. My brother was a tired landlord. He owned a single-family house on the other side of town. He had problem tenants and wasn't ever really wanting to become a landlord, but it just kind of happened. By this time, he just didn't want the headache anymore, but he did still want the cash flow. So that's exactly what I was able to offer him, cash flow without the headache. We took over the property, renovated the property, got new tenants in, and we were both able to cash flow. Most people would have gone straight to the bank, but I didn't. I structured a seller financing deal, and I turned my brother into the bank. I solved his problem and created an opportunity for myself. That deal didn't exist until it was structured, and that's straight out of Chapter 5. Looking back, none of these deals were really luck. Each one sharpened my ability to see opportunity, structure value, and recognize what actually matters. Money didn't start finding me. I started seeing what others missed. And now my goal is to take all of that experience and intentionally create new opportunities. That's where I want to take this channel, to see opportunities in real estate investing. Currently, I'm focused on finding distressed properties, cleaning them, and reselling them to another investor so they can take on the fix and flip or a buy and hold. My eventual goal is to become the bank myself. But before I can do that, I have to build up capital and a network. So you'll watch me in real time as my portfolio grows, as we discover new deals, and we see what lies ahead. I'm finishing this book series because there's real value here in these lessons. They shaped how I think about money and opportunity, and I want to pass the message along. I hope this video was valuable to you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.